how to regain control of your mind so that you can focus on what is important and stop giving your attention away to energy vampires. You know, we live in an attention economy, and I think that it's one of the most dangerous things that has happened to modern society. Okay, our ancestors back in the medieval times, back in the olden days, or just maybe even as little as 50 years ago, didn't have to deal with the kind of issues that we're dealing with today in order to stay focused and productive, and also to channel your energy into things that are important. You see, a couple of videos ago, I talked about bringing forward your reality, okay, by focusing your attention on the things you want, things you want to manifest. And I believe that people like Andrew Carnegie, Napoleon Hill, Henry Ford, all of these big names from, the early 20th century, okay, 100 years ago, 200 years ago, these people, without mobile phones, without fax machines, without computers, were able to manifest and build billion-dollar industries, become titans, become amazing leaders in their field, okay? And I think that one of the main reasons for this was not only did they know the secret to manifesting and bringing things into their reality, but also because there was a lot less distraction. Okay, they didn't have TVs. There was no news. There were no phones. You see, this thing, your mobile phone, it should come with a warning sign, okay, on the side of the box with all the negative side effects that it's going to produce for you, because your energy and your focus goes where your attention is, okay? So we live in the attention economy, and all these billion-dollar companies and their algorithms are trying to hijack your attention, okay? So that you can put your attention on whatever you're watching, or they can sell you something, or advertising, or whatever it is, or even to control your emotions like the news. It's all fear, okay? And so if you are always consuming external content, then at what point do you get to focus on the internal? At what point do you get to focus on your trading process? Do you see? At what point do you get to calm your mind down and bring things back into control if you're always giving that attention away? Does that make sense? You see, it's really dangerous, this, because even I have to catch myself every now and then when I start going on a consumer tilt. So I start binge or doom scrolling on content just because I have Instagram on my phone, or shorts, or something like that. It's really dangerous because, like, the algorithm has designed it in a way so that it's so addictive. Do you understand? And you can get sucked in after just a couple hours. It can reactivate. That's how addictive it is. Okay. And then to clear, to deprogram, or to get off of it takes days. Okay. Like 3 weeks, 30 days. It's a detox. It's a digital detox. And, I wish schools would teach this to their kids. Universities should teach this. Workplaces should have this as part of the workday. So because we're free to do whatever we want to do, you're free to come and go as you please, to watch whatever you want, consume whatever you want, think whatever you want, right? You have to be vigilant with your attention, okay? Because what you're trying to do is become a 1%, okay, performer. Okay, you're trying to become an elite trader, like trying to become a pro athlete. Okay, so already that intention or that goal is not the same as the rest of society. Okay, and I'm not poo-pooing on society or saying I'm better or being arrogant. I'm just saying that this is what it takes if you want to get ahead of the competition, if you want to get ahead of everybody else. All you got to do is go on the train. Okay, go on the underground train and look around, and everybody is literally sitting glued to their phone. That is crazy, right? So that means they don't own their brain. They don't own their attention or their mind because it's externally focused on something outside of them instead of the self-awareness and the internal awareness that they need to control their reality, to control their life, to control their thoughts. You see, as traders, it's total awareness that you need. You need total 110% awareness of where your emotions are at in the trade, in the trading day. Are you FOMOing? Are you panicking? Are you being revengeful? Are you annoyed at the market? Are you sticking to your plan? Are you skipping your checklist? Do you see? Are you taking shortcuts? You know, like, you really have to regain control because everything counts. Everything counts on the way your results are going to reflect, right? So I have to just always catch myself out when I start drifting off my attention. And I want you to be aware of it because I think you are aware of it, but you don't really know what's going on. It's like you're just in this spiral and you're going out of control and you don't know how to put the brakes on it. You don't know what to do to slow it all down. It just feels like you're out of control, right? And it's a serious thing because if you let it go for long enough, you lose the plot. Everything will fall apart. Do you understand? You'll start becoming even more impulsive in your trading. You'll start making bad decisions. You'll start chasing price. You'll start chasing dopamine. Okay? And so the way to fix it is to go on a digital detox. Okay? And that's like as simple as like not even listening to music. Because even music, with the lyrics and the words that are being spoken to you, it's already hijacking your attention. You see, sound, vibration, words, spoken words, these are all things that are going to distract your thoughts. If I say to you, pink elephant, there is no way you're not going to think of a pink elephant. Does that make sense? You see? So, if I'm always saying pink elephant constantly to you, like the equivalent, right? Then your mind's always thinking of pink elephant. I own your mind at that point. I control your thoughts, if that's what I'm saying and that's what you're thinking of, right? So you have to first understand this, how dangerous it is, because if an outside entity is able to control your thoughts through news, through music, through content, right? Then you're all over the place. What chance do you have of eliminating and controlling your own mind to bring things into reality? And this goes back to what I was saying earlier with, like, Henry Ford, Napoleon Hill, Andrew Carnegie, all these super rich, wealthy people that manifested things into their reality. But because in those days, they didn't have as many distractions as we do today. There was nothing competing for their attention back then. Does that make sense? Right? They didn't have one of these in their pockets all day, every day. They didn't have no internet. All they had was mostly silence. You couldn't walk around with headphones on listening to music in in the olden days, right? So all you were really left with were your thoughts back then, right? And so if you at that time knew the secrets of manifestation, how to bring things into your reality, right? Then all you had to do was focus on that, and it would be easier to focus on those things and keep the attention long enough to make those things a reality. You see, you get what you think about. So if you get what you think about, but then all of a sudden the attention economy has hijacked your thoughts through one of these, then what chance do you have, right? It is so, I think this could be one of the most important videos, right, that you're ever going to see about this type of topic, okay? And it's not just for trading, it's for everything you do in life, essentially, right? And it's just where people are at the moment. And so if you are able to understand and digest what I'm saying here and fix it, be ruthless with your attention, like your life matters, like your life depends on it, because it does, then you can level up. You can start to get better, right? Then you can focus on being disciplined. Then you can focus your attention on your new trading identity of being a patient trader, someone that is disciplined with their craft. Okay, that you're not strategy hopping, that you're not revengeful, that you honor your process. Okay, like it's a battle. You're not just fighting with the market, you're fighting with this to like maintain this consistent like state of mind and awareness, right? Because there's so much stuff, there's so much good content, there's so many things that you can just consume forever, and then you get to the end of your life, and what did you do? All you did was consume. You didn't produce, you didn't create, you didn't control, nothing. You become a byproduct of someone else's reality. Does that make sense? It's just nuts. And this is not talked about enough. It's not taught, right? Literally, like media, content should come with a warning label, right? For consumers. Consumers beware, right? And what you consume also shapes your reality. You know, like if you're consuming content like this, or self-improvement content, or things that are going to make you better, that is fine, right? But there's also a limit, like how much time you should spend learning and consuming that type of content. You can't be doing it all day. That's just like overconsumption and running away from actually doing the work. Okay, so there's a balance, but then, you know, that's between me and you. Okay, we're into this stuff, this self-improvement, this, you know, getting to the next level. That's fine. Okay, but what about everybody else? Everybody else is like watching cat videos like crap, right? What kind of mushy brain or mindset are they in? They don't have a chance, right? So it's good news and bad news, right? I think that it's bad news for everybody else that is not aware of it. And I think it's good news for people like you and me that are aware of it and know how to control. Take back control. That's how you do it. And the other way you do it is, besides cutting that out, is go for walks. Okay, go walk an hour a day in nature without your phone. It's just you and your thoughts. Meditate, obviously, meditate every day. Just those two, and cut out the consumption of external, like excessive consumption of external content and all the social media. right? And read and just do things in silence. Like read books. Reading books is also very good. Um, drive a car, driving in silence instead of having the music on. Like when you're driving, if you drive in silence, like you can get into some deep thoughts, right? Because you're doing one task and it's very subconscious. So then you're different than sitting around at a coffee shop thinking about something, right? Or walking around. So driving is good if you do it in silence, because then you can get into a flow state of whatever you're thinking about, and that will speed up things into your reality. Um, so driving in silence, walking in silence, working in silence, trading in silence, meditation, even eating in silence. These things are going to put you ahead of the competition, ahead of everybody else. They're not even competition at this level. They don't even know how to drink water. Does that make sense? Right? They don't even drink water, okay? Let alone eat clean food. So that's the state of where we're at, okay? So anyway, this was a bit of a raw video, unscripted. I just finished at the gym and this just came to my mind and I wanted to come on here and rant. I wasn't even expecting to make a video today. Usually I have a black shirt on. Today I got a dark gray shirt on, but I think the message is more important and you needed to hear it. If you're new to my channel, go ahead, like, subscribe, comment, tell me where you're at with your thoughts and with your trading journeys. If you want to work on your trading mindset, then check out the first link in the description. We work on psychology and mindset and reprogramming the mind there. And yeah, until the next video, you're on your own. Take care now. Goodbye.